Earth received the signal after years of silence. The message from Colony Vesta lit up the screens at Mission Control. A voice said, "This is Colony Vesta. We need help. Please respond." The room fell silent. Officials read the message again and again. Some were hopeful. Others were worried. One man asked, "Should we send humans?" Another replied, "No. It's too far. Too risky." Then a cold voice spoke, "We're not sending humans. We're sending the Deathworlders." There was a pause. "Are you sure?" someone asked. "They can handle it," the voice said. "Or break them trying." Back on Colony Vesta, life went on. No reply had come yet. Hope was fading. But in deep space, something was moving. Big ships left Earth orbit, black, sharp, and fast. They carried no flags, no music, no laughter, only silence. Inside those ships were the Deathworlders. They were not like normal soldiers, tall, strong, built for war and survival. They trained on deadly worlds. They faced horrors most wouldn't survive. To some, they were heroes, not to others, monsters. Their mission was clear: reach Colony Vesta, assess the situation, and decide if the colony was worth saving. As their ships flew through space, one Deathworlder stared out the window. He whispered, "Let's see if these humans are strong, or just weak." Now they were coming, and they didn't come to save, they came to test. Earth received the signal after years of silence. The message from Colony Vesta lit up the screens at Mission Control. A voice said, "This is Colony Vesta. We need help. Please respond." The room fell silent. Officials read the message again and again. Some were hopeful, others were worried. One man asked, "Should we send humans?" Another replied, "No, it's too far, too risky." Then a cold voice spoke, "We're not sending humans, we're sending the Deathworlders." There was a pause. "Are you sure?" someone asked. "They can handle it," the voice said, "or break them trying." Back on Colony Vesta, life went on. No reply had come yet. Hope was fading, but in deep space, something was moving. Big ships left Earth orbit, black, sharp, and fast. They carried no flags, no music, no laughter, only silence. Inside those ships were the Deathworlders. They were not like normal soldiers. Tall, strong, built for war and survival. They trained on deadly worlds. They faced horrors most wouldn't survive. To some, they were heroes. To others, monsters. Their mission was clear: reach Colony Vesta, assess the situation, and decide if the colony was worth saving. As their ships flew through space, one Deathworlder stared out the window. He whispered, "Let's see if these humans are strong, or just weak." Now they were coming, and they didn't come to save, they came to test. The sky above Colony Vesta darkened, not from storm clouds, but from ships. Massive black warships dropped from orbit like silent hunters. No music, no warning, just shadow. People ran outside, staring up. "Is it Earth?" someone asked. "Are we saved?" Another whispered. Captain Rana stood still, heart pounding. She wasn't sure. With a deep roar, the ships landed. Dust flew. Lights blinked. Then silence. A ramp came down. Figures stepped out. They didn't smile. They just stared. One Deathworlder walked forward. His voice was cold and clear. "We heard your call," he said. "Now prove you deserve survival." Gasps, murmurs. Fear. Captain Rana tried to speak. "We sent an SOS. We need help." The Deathworlder looked at her. "Help is earned." No one moved. Then he said 3 words that changed everything. "Welcome to judgment." The colony had hoped for rescue. Instead, they got something worse. A test, a deadly one. And no one knew if they could pass. Fear hung in the air like smoke. No one moved. No one spoke. Captain Rana stared at the Deathworlder leader. His eyes were cold, his voice even colder. "You asked for help," he said. "Now prove you're worth it." A screen lit up behind him. Words flashed. "Trial of survival." A voice boomed. "One night, one jungle, only a few will live." People gasped. "What kind of test is this?" Someone shouted. "The Deathworlder didn't blink. You want to be saved. Then learn to survive on your own." Captain Rana stepped forward. "We're not soldiers. We're settlers." The Deathworlder looked at her. "Then tonight will show us what you're made of." He pointed toward the dark jungle beyond the colony. You go in, he said, you come out, if you can. No weapons, no gear, just them. Some refused, others had no choice. Volunteers were picked, families begged, friends cried, and as the sun set, the first group walked into the black forest. Behind them, the Deathworlders watched above them. Strange lights flickered in the sky and deep in the trees. Something was already waiting. Darkness swallowed the group as they stepped deeper into the jungle. Thick trees blocked the sky. Strange sounds echoed all around, growls, clicks, and something moving. Fast, one man whispered, "I don't like." This, a woman tightened her fists. "We don't have a choice." They walked carefully. Every step was slow. Every sound made them jump. Then came the first scream, a blur of claws. One of them was gone, pulled into the dark before anyone could react. Panic exploded. "Run," someone shouted. They scattered. Captain Rana tried to keep control, but fear had already taken over. Some ran together, some ran alone, and, somewhere in the black, the jungle was hunting. Back at the colony, the Deathworlders watched from screens. One said, "We..." Another replied, "Not all, one still fights." Hours passed, only a few made it back, bruised, bleeding, broken, but alive. Then came the worst part. One of the survivors spoke up. "I didn't go into the jungle," he said. Everyone turned. "I stayed behind," he said. "I made a deal." Captain Rana's eyes burned with anger. "What kind of deal?" The man looked down. "To save myself, I told them where to find you." Silence fell. Betrayal had just made things worse. Shock filled the room. The traitor stood alone, eyes low, breathing fast. Captain Rana stepped forward. Her voice was quiet but sharp. "You told them where to find me?" The man didn't look up. "I wanted to live." Anger rose in the crowd. Some shouted. Others looked away in shame. Then Captain Rana did something no one expected. She walked up to him and hugged him. Everyone went silent. "I understand," she said. "You were scared. You wanted to survive." She let go and turned to the others. "But that's the point, isn't it?" she said. "Survival isn't just about staying alive. It's about who you are when you do." Outside, the Deathworlders arrived. The leader stepped forward. He looked at the survivors, at the traitor, at Captain Rana. Then he spoke. "You passed the test?" someone asked. The Deathworlder stared. "This wasn't about surviving the jungle," he said. "It was about showing us what kind of humans you are." He pointed at the traitor. "He chose himself," he said, "and that's his truth." Then he looked at Captain Rana. "And you chose others." Silence fell. The Deathworlder raised his hand. "Now we decide. If Earth should care..." The Deathworlders left that night, but their words stayed behind. "Now we decide if Earth should care." Captain Rana stood outside, staring at the sky. She didn't feel safe. She didn't feel saved. She felt used. Inside the colony, people argued. One man said, "We should wait. Maybe they'll help us." Another shouted, "They don't care about us. We're just test subjects." A young soldier stepped forward. Her name was Lena. "We can't wait," she said. "If they won't save us, then we save ourselves." Silence. Then Captain Rana spoke. "She's right." Everyone turned. "We've survived storms, monsters, and betrayal," she said. "We proved we're strong, so why should we beg for help?" Her voice grew louder. "It's time we showed Earth and the Deathworlders that humans don't break." Lena pulled out a map. "This is their base," she said. "We hit it at midnight." Some shook their heads. Some looked scared, but others stood up. And for the first time since the signal was sent, hope rose again. Midnight, the colony was silent. Only the wind moved through the broken streets. Then shadows appeared. Captain Rana led the group. Lena walked beside her, map in hand. Their mission? Reach the Deathworlder base. Get answers. Take back control. They moved fast and quiet. Through dark fields, past broken machines. Into enemy ground. Suddenly, a light flashed. A guard spotted them. "Intruders," he shouted. Gunfire cracked through the night. People ducked. Explosions lit the sky. Lena took point. She jumped behind cover and fired. One Deathworlder fell. Then another, but they fought back hard. A blast hit near Captain Rana. She rolled away just in time. "Push forward," she shouted. They stormed the base. Inside, alarms screamed, data screens blinked, weapons locked, and then they found it. A room filled with files, videos, records, proof that Earth had been watching all along, watching their pain, watching their fear, and doing nothing. Rage burned in Rana's eyes. She turned to her team. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore," she said. "We're fighting for respect." Outside, more Deathworlders arrived. The battle wasn't over. It was just beginning. Inside the Deathworlder base, the lights flickered. Captain Rana stood before a glowing screen. Files scrolled by, reports, videos, secret orders. She clicked one. A voice began to speak. "Test Colony, Vesta. Objective: measure human survival instincts under extreme stress. Result will determine Earth's future aid." Her hands tightened into fists. Lena read over her shoulder. "They've been testing us from the start," she whispered. More files played. Footage of other colonies, some failing, some surviving, some were helped, others abandoned. Rana watched as a final message appeared on screen. It was from Earth Command. Colony Vesta has passed basic survival tests. However, internal conflict and betrayal show weakness. Aid is not approved at this time. Weakness. That word burned inside her. She turned to Lena. "We didn't fail," she said. "We proved we're strong." Lena nodded. "Then let them see it." Outside, the battle still raged. But now, they weren't just fighting for food or shelter. They were fighting for respect, for dignity, for the right to be seen, not as test subjects, but as humans. Rana grabbed the data drive. "This changes everything," she said. Lena looked at her. "What now?" Captain Rana smiled. "Now, we make them listen." Captain Rana stood in the control room. The transmitter was broken, but not beyond repair. With shaking hands, she worked fast. Lena watched, ready to help. Behind them, the battle had ended. Some didn't make it, but many did. And now, they had something more powerful than weapons. They had truth. The screen flickered. To life, a signal could be sent, not just to Earth, but to every colony watching. Rana took a breath and spoke into the mic. "This is Colony Vesta. We were tested, we were judged, but we survived." Her voice was calm, but full of fire. "Wanted to see if we were strong enough. Well, we are." She paused. "We don't need your approval. We don't need your rules. From now on, we decide our future." Lena hit send. The message flew across space back on Earth. Officials watched the video. One man said, "They're breaking protocol." Another whispered, "No, they're making their own." At the Deathworlder base, the leader stood silent. Then he said one thing. They passed. Above Colony Vesta, ships began to leave. Not as invaders, but as witnesses. As the signal spread across the stars, other colonies responded. One by one, they echoed the same message. "Humans, fuck yeah." Fade to black. Text appears on screen. HFY, humans, fuck yeah.